Sunlight filtered through the crystal chandeliers in my sister Brenna's dining room as I adjusted my daughter Maisie's dress. It was plain cotton from Target, freshly washed, neatly ironed, a gentle blue she'd picked because it reminded her of the sky. Surrounded by the designer clothing gliding past us, it felt painfully out of place like burlap at a gala. Children her age clustered together in polished little groups, brand names from glossy ads sewn into their collars. Satin bows, painstaking hems, shoes priced far too high for play. "Mom," Maisie murmured, fingers pulling nervously at her neckline. "Do I look okay?" "You look beautiful," I told her, smoothing her hair with my hands. And she truly was. No fabric could change that. My husband, Cole, stood silently near the doorway, hands tucked into his khaki pockets. Our son, Owen, pressed against his side, eyes fixed on the dessert table overflowing with jewel-like sweets. Brenna swept through the room in champagne-colored silk, her heels tapping against marble as she air-kissed guests and referred to the event as a small gathering, despite the crowd and the catering staff gliding about like performers. My mother approached, her expression carefully blank. "Tessa," she said flatly, "you made it." "Of course," I answered. 2 years is important. Her eyes dropped to Maisie. "The child looks nice." Nice. The word felt dismissive, like a condescending pat. Owen tugged at Cole's sleeve. "Can I have a cookie?" Before I could respond, Brenna appeared, her smile sharp-edged. "Those are imported macarons," she corrected. "Not cookies." Perhaps the children would be happier in the kitchen. The staff has simpler things there. Cole's jaw tightened, but he stayed silent. "They're fine here," I said softly. Brenna's smile stretched wider, without warmth. "Of course. How silly of me." The hours crawled by. My father entertained a group near the bar, discussing acquisitions with Grant and other men in tailored suits. Devin scrolled through cruise photos on an iPad, while Leia smiled beside him. We remained by the window, there but barely included. Callum ran up, thrusting his wrist forward. "New watch. Zurich. Dad says it costs more than a car." Maisie glanced at her empty arm. Callum cocked his head. "What did you get?" "A library card," she replied. "We go every Saturday." He blinked, then dashed off when Leia called him to show the Hendersons. Maisie slipped her hand into mine. Dinner was announced discreetly. Our place cards sat at the distant end of the table. Courses arrived one by one, minuscule portions with grand titles. Cole and I drank water. Grant called out, "Tessa, still working at that little clinic downtown?" "I'm a nurse practitioner now," I said. "How admirable," Brenna chimed in smoothly. "Helping the less fortunate." "So generous." Cole carefully placed his fork down. Later, the adults migrated to the living room, while the children were ushered into the sunroom. 10 minutes passed before Maisie returned alone, eyes red and swollen. "They said we don't belong," she whispered, "that our clothes come from poor stores." Brenna approached with a group of women, champagne glasses lifted like stage props. "Children notice differences," she said lightly. "Not everyone fits everywhere." Laughter followed, polite, toxic. Maisie cried without sound. I fought to keep my own voice steady. Cole stood from his chair near the fireplace, phone already raised. "David," he said into it, "pull the ownership file for 2847 Riverside Boulevard. Complete records. Email it within the hour." He ended the call and turned to the room. "This house, 2847 Riverside Boulevard. You don't own it." Brenna laughed sharply. "Excuse me?" "You lease it," Cole said. "From Mercer Property Holdings." "From me." Grant's face drained of color. My father froze mid-sip. Cole displayed the lease on his phone like proof. $12,000 a month. Signed by both of you. Brenna's smile collapsed. "Why would you hide that? Why let us believe?" "Because Tessa asked me to." Cole interrupted. "She wanted family, not power. She wanted our kids treated like family." Maisie trembled against me as I pulled her closer. Cole knelt in front of her. "That dress is your favorite color," he said gently. "You said it made you feel brave." She wiped her cheeks with her sleeve and nodded. He stood. "Your lease ends in 3 months. It will not be renewed." A champagne glass slipped from Brenna's hand, shattering on the marble. The sound echoed, then vanished into silence. My mother reached for me. Tessa, please. I stepped away. You watch this, I said evenly. All of you did. Owen hovered in the sunroom doorway, eyes wide. I opened my arms, and he ran into them, shaking with confusion. I kissed his hair. We're going home. Cole took Maisie's hand, and together we walked through the front hall, past guests who suddenly couldn't look at us. Outside, the fresh air felt cleansing. In the car, Maisie whispered, "Are we enough?" I intertwined my fingers with hers. "Always,"